Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to present my study about young learners' opinions regarding the use of Kahoot in the EFL classes, which is a Greek context study. With the expeditious development of the technology world, the usage of technological tools and software, as in every professional field, gained ground in the teaching and learning process. Other factors which were necessitated change are changing student demographics, the impact of lifelong learning, and the demands of professionals. As a result, technology-based education has become a respected practice and a widespread learning model of the 21st century. According to the research, it was observed that integrating technological tools into lessons produces visible results, enables solutions, creates a source of motivation for the student, and helps teachers find new tools that are more interactive and suitable for the educational activities they want. The use of images and graphics especially will be the best technological aids in teaching. Videos are also an important factor in multimedia dynamics. Games, which bring all these technological facilities together simultaneously, makes language learners are given the opportunity to use the language in its natural context. Herewith, the concept of gamification is increasingly gained interest in the world of education. It has been proved by many researchers that gamification in English teaching influences and makes students who have grown up in the digital age, commonly referred to as digital native students, enjoy and enhance their language learning outcomes. The game-based applications use features that make the learning environment fun and increase the user's participation each time. Among the wide variety of language learning platforms, Kahoot, a popular fun and interactive game media, started to inspire students in the classes in 2013. Kahoot is one of the platforms that makes it easy for any individual or institution to create, share, and host learning sessions that derive compelling engagement and boost learning outcomes. Incorporating students into the courses is essential for enhancing their language development and experience. Therefore, supporting the students' engagement in the classroom and aiding the job of the teachers are two main goals of digital media usage as a teaching tool, and it is one of the many approaches of English learning. The more dynamic experience that technology in the classroom offers is one of its main advantages. Additionally, numerous studies have also demonstrated the usage of ICT in education can improve students' abilities in a variety of domains, including critical thinking, self-direction, self-regulation, communication, and teamwork. Technology also accommodates a range of learners' needs, and all these added benefits can further facilitate the individual to become a more productive member of the society. Current studies have generally found that when learning activities involve games, students pay more attention, particularly when learning foreign languages. According to Başkutlu's study in 2024, games are incredibly informative, efficient, and practical teaching tools that help teachers motivate and reinforce learning. Thus, the use of games and technology in the classroom and in other fields has led to the introduction of the term gamification into dictionaries. According to the studies, the addition of gamified software and instructional features to already existing educational activities reduces boredom and increases student engagement because it satisfies the user's natural desire for acknowledgement of their efforts, as the rewards are a key component of game strategy. Kahoot is one of the incredibly diverse applications, fostering a dynamic learning environment that increases student engagement in the classroom with its charming images and sound effects. The goal of the worldwide learning and engagement platform company Kahoot is to enable everyone, students or individuals, in each field to realize their greatest learning potential. Teachers can easily design, publish, and host engaging learning sessions that improve learning outcomes with the Kahoot platform. Any device with an internet connection can be used to hold Kahoot sessions digitally or in person. In an ideal scenario, students share a common screen on which they can see the questions, but should still be able to communicate and work together if it is necessary, and give their answers by tapping the related buttons on their own devices. Its multiplayer design engages the students into the lesson with the purpose of ranking first on the scoreboard. Kahoot combines participation, role-playing, and the use of audiovisual elements. An alternative to standard classroom activities, Kahoot is a game-based learning platform that may be used for formative evaluation, knowledge review, or just to have fun. According to Wang, the platform is simple for educators to make their own content, administer quizzes, and evaluate students. And students could join without having to register, play anonymously, have fun, compete, and learn. This study was designed as qualitative research, will examine the opinions of the young learners about Kahoot usage in the English language classroom. Semi-structured interview questions were designed by the researchers, and in order to explore the perspectives of 20 students from a private language course were interviewed. Since the beginning of the integration of technology into classroom, there have been debates about whether technology-based tools and games truly serve the goals and objectives of academic education. In this sense, this study presents the results of interviews carried out with young students about the use of Kahoot platform in the classroom. In particular, it was investigated whether it affected students' enjoyment of the lesson, whether it helped students improve their language skills, whether it helped to increase their motivation levels, and whether they wanted to use more Kahoot games in their classroom in the future. This study may also be a valuable resource for teachers who want to integrate Kahoot into their lessons. Participants of this qualitative study responded to the interview questions voluntarily. In total, 20 students from the Western Thrace region of Greece responded to the interview questions. The participant students were young learners whose ages were changing between 9 and 12. For the study, a 4-question interview form was designed to be conducted with students. Expert opinions were also taken into account during the design of the questions. Later pilot interviews were conducted in a private English course. Inadequate questions were reviewed and interviews were implemented. The interview questions used were as follows. First one, what do you think of Kahoot? Is it a fun way of practicing English? How effective is Kahoot for learning? Can you improve your language level in an interesting way on Kahoot? Do you feel motivated when you compete with your friends to get higher scores in Kahoot games? And the last one, would you like to use Kahoot in your future lessons and why? The data for the current study were collected in 1 month during the first semester of 2024-2025 academic year in the Western Thrace region of Greece. Since the students were young, the necessary permissions were obtained from the parents before the interviews. Four interview questions were answered by students face-to-face in company with the researcher, and it took between 5 and 10 minutes for each student to answer the questions. After gathering the students' responses to the semi-structured interview questions, the inductive content analysis method was used to uncover the main points of their opinion on the use of Kahoot as an educational tool. The data were analyzed and coded for a second round after passing a time span upon it, and the categories were re-examined to ensure reliability. After the data were coded twice, the main categories of the student responses were found. Furthermore, ethical rules were followed and the identities of the participants were kept confidential. The collected data were analyzed using the inductive content analysis method and double-coded to ensure reliability. 4 main themes regarding the use of Kahoot in the language classroom were revealed. The first theme was that Kahoot is a fun way of learning English. The second theme was that I can improve my language level by playing Kahoot. The third theme was Kahoot motivates me while learning English. And the last and fourth theme was that I would like to use Kahoot in my future lessons. 17 students out of 20 have positive answers about the first theme, and they thought that Kahoot is a fun way of learning English. And only 3 students out of 20 thought that Kahoot is not a fun way of learning English. 11 students out of 20 thought that they can improve their language levels by playing Kahoot, and 9 students out of 20 thought that they can't improve their language levels by playing Kahoot. 13 students out of 20 think that Kahoot motivates them while learning. However, 7 students out of 20 think that Kahoot doesn't motivate them while learning. 16 students out of 20 wanted to use Kahoot in their future lessons. However, only 4 students didn't want to use Kahoot in their future lessons. Based on the analysis of relevant literatures and the data collected through interview questions, the following discussions were made under the following categories. The interview questions were written to the participant students in their mother tongues, Turkish, and answered in Turkish. The answers were translated into English by the researcher. The participant students were quoted as P1, P2, P3, and so forth to avoid confusion. We can relate the results of the first theme with the study of Suseno, Setiadi, and Putra, in which they also found that most of the participant students pointed out that Kahoot is an enjoyable game that keeps them focused on the activity during the game. Moreover, Tivaray, Yunus, and Badusa found the same results, and so forth. For the second theme, which says that I can improve my language level by playing Kahoot, can be associated with the study of Navin Kumar and Sivakam, which they also found that gamification is a dynamic method that engages learners in context and creates a more memorable and immersive learning experience. For the for the theme, which says Kahoot motivates me while learning English, we can compare and relate with the study of Putra, Suseno, and Sediadi, which they concluded that the majority of participants agree that Kahoot's competitive element raises the levels of integrating energy, and additionally, it fosters a lively learning environment. As the fourth and last theme, which asked the students' opinion about if they wanted to use Kahoot in their future lessons or not, can be related with the findings of Kaur and Nedarayan, who also found that students anticipate more language-based games when they are motivated and involved in their English language learning. Again, in accordance with Tivarayu, Yunus, and Badusa, all of the participants in the study agreed that they preferred English classes with games over other classes, and they anticipated seeing more Kahoot games in upcoming English classes. In conclusion, after reviewing the literature and analyzing the findings of the study's interview questions regarding the use of Kahoot in English language classroom, it was discovered that students who used this application to practice their languages had mostly favorable opinions about using it as an educational instrument because the games enable the learners to interact and explore the world around them. After all, based on student opinions, it appears that they all think that Kahoot makes learning enjoyable and is a useful tool for strengthening language skills because it gives students quick feedback on their responses. Moreover, it has been shown that using the gamification tool Kahoot to deliver content for learning in an engaging game-based way is a successful strategy for language development. Given that it satisfies the user's natural demand for acknowledgement of their effort, Kahoot helps learners stay motivated through the classes. Last but not least, participants expressed great excitement about incorporating Kahoot into their upcoming lessons, as it serves as a tool to boost engagement and increase competition. And thank you for listening my presentation.